Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Rose if you're new, and today's video is going to be my birth story. My daughter's in the background yapping it up. She wants to be part of the video. If you are in the search of a positive birth story, this is it. I had epidural, zero pain, and I pushed for 10 minutes. It was the best labor delivery that I could ask for, and I just want to walk you guys through it and talk about it. If you hear my daughter in the background yapping it up, we're just gonna have to go with it, honey. She just loves to talk. So I recently posted a video on TikTok and it went semi-viral. A lot of the girly pops in the comments were asking so much for advice and what did I do to have, I guess, like an amazing delivery. In the video, you can see that I was just talking, vibing, chit-chatting with the nurses and the doctors. I was so blessed to have amazing doctors and nurses, and you can see I'm literally just laughing while I'm pushing and waiting for more contractions. I felt absolutely nothing. No contractions. I didn't feel when she came. I did not feel when she came out of me. I didn't feel when I tore down there. I did not feel when I had to push out the placenta. Okay, I gave her a little something, so hopefully she pauses on the yapping just for a little bit. I would love to make a whole separate video on actually how we found out that I was actually pregnant. I was off birth control for around 8 months, and then we got the news that we were pregnant. We got the news on Valentine's Day, which I just thought it was just so cute. Literally a fairy tale. That's the best way that I can describe it. Is my pregnancy was just like a huge fairy tale of everything. Everything went amazing except for week 9 to week 13. I was morning sickness like to the peak. It was awful. But after that, it was a smooth road. But anyways, let's jump into it. So day of, I was 37 weeks and I gave birth. I did have 3 more weeks to go. And I was just like already feeling it. I remember telling my husband, like, this little girl is gonna come out soon. I cannot imagine holding her for 3 more weeks because I just felt so stretched out and I just felt like she had no more room in my belly. And sure enough, I was right. So I had 3 more weeks to go. October 4th came around and that's when she was born. Around 4 in the morning, I woke up and I was just kind of like tossing and turning and I was hungry. So this was not normal. She does kick so much, especially towards the end of pregnancy. I felt her kick so much. Every single day she would kick. Specifically at night too, I would feel her kick a lot. If I was even a little bit hungry, she was like starving. So she woke me up from her kicking at 4 in the morning and I miss feeling her kick in my belly. And I would just feel her moving around, kicking. She wanted like food. So that's always been kind of normal. She's always kind of like woke me up in the middle of the night to go get something to eat. So I go get a bowl of cereal and I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I want to go back to sleep. My husband was up at that time too. He went in at 5 a.m. So he was up getting ready and everything like that. And I was just telling him like, I don't know, I'm feeling like a little bit of pain. I don't know. It could be Braxton Hicks. I already was feeling some pain. At that point, I had already gone to the doctors a couple weeks prior because I was bleeding a little bit. And they were just like, nope, everything's fine. Everything looks good. I didn't see like my mucus plug or anything like that. So I was like, okay, cool. That hasn't came out yet. So good to go. I still have 3 more weeks. So that day I didn't think anything of it. I was at home, I ate cereal, went back to bed and tried to go back to sleep. My husband texts me that he's at work. Okay, cool. I'm still feeling some kind of pain. Like I'm feeling like back pain, my lower back, like I don't know, it's just starting to feel weird. And so we were just like, okay, like monitor it and everything. And he was like, do you want me to like leave work? Do you want me to just, what do you want to do? And I was just like, no, I think we're fine. I think it's good. So like maybe around 5:30, I started to feel it even more. Already an hour has passed and I'm still tossing and turning in bed. And I'm like, no, the pain's starting to get more intense. And still at that point, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going into labor. I was just like, I think these are Braxton Hicks. I think it's fine. So then I didn't want my husband to leave work and then it'd be false, So I called my mom, which my mom lives 5 minutes away from me, thankfully. And I called her and I felt so bad for waking her up because she was like, hello. And I was like, oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know, like I'm feeling some pain. I just kind of I don't know. I kind of want to go to the hospital. I think like something's going on. And still not convinced that I was having the baby just yet, because I was like, no, I have 3 more weeks, like, you know. So at that time I downloaded the contraction app so that way I could record whenever I felt a contractions. But I was, again, not convinced that they were contractions. I just thought they were like little cramps, which is normal. You do get little cramps during the end of your pregnancy. So it was hard to kind of distinguish which one was it, cramps or was it like contraction. She actually took like, I think 40 minutes to come. I think she was just getting ready. You know, when you wake up, you have to get ready, kind of change and all that. So it took her like about 40 minutes, and that was fine. I was like, you know what, let me just hop in the shower. I was starting to record my little like contractions. I started like tracking it on my phone, and I was like, oh my God, every 5 minutes I'm starting to feel it. And they were starting to get more intense, more intense, and more intense. Still tolerable. They were like, I was screaming in pain. I was just like, breathing through it. I was like, ooh, like I can feel it, like, okay. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. It went away. And I was able to walk and everything. So I remember I was like blowing up my best friend too. At the time I was sending her audios. I was like, dude, I think this is it. Like maybe, I don't know. Like I don't want to go to the hospital. And then they just say like, oh, like it's nothing, it's fine. Especially because it was like 5 a.m. If it was like 1 p.m. or something like that later in the day, I would have gone no problem. But I just felt so bad for having to wake up my mom and us having to go all the way over there. And then imagine them tell us like, yeah, girl, like you're fine. They're just Braxton Hicks. That's what my mentality was. I started to get more intense. I hopped in the shower and I just wanted to be clean. I just wanted to be clean for the doctors, clean for the nurses, because you know they're always up in there, even if you're not going to give birth. I got out the shower and everything, and I started to feel it more intense. And I just started to pray. So more and more I was starting to get convinced like, okay, this is happening. It's already been 2-3 hours that I'm feeling, you know, I'm feeling this. So I just started to pray, and I'm praying to God out of everything, just please, please, please have my baby healthy. Whatever path that this is going to be, whether it's vaginal, whether it's a C-section, whatever my path is, I just pray, I pray that she comes out healthy, that she comes out good, that she's good, that she's more than perfect. And then I prayed for myself too, prayed that he have mercy on my body. I have a low pain tolerance. I was just like, please, I do not want to suffer. I want a beautiful experience. I want to be able to enjoy it, happy, be proud, be embracing every little thing. And then my mom calls me and she's like, hey, I'm outside. Thankfully, I packed my hospital bag the night before. It's so crazy because I literally just packed like 8 hours before that. My bags were literally right next to the door already from the night before. I'm in my mom's car, we're heading out, and I'm starting to feel it every 2 minutes. Before it was every 5 minutes. Now I'm feeling it every 2 minutes, girl. And they're getting more and more intense, but still tolerable. There's still like, I'm still breathing through it. I'm able to talk. I'm not crying, right? I'm not hysterical. I'm not crying. That's what I thought my contractions were going to be. I was like able to fight through it and be strong. So we head to the hospital, and I'm walking, and again, still feeling the contractions. I'm having to stop every so often, like in pain. We go into check-in. At this time, it's already around, I think they checked me in at like 7:30. And at that point, as we were driving over there, I did text my husband, and I was like, hey, like you need to come to the hospital now. We're going. So he ends up leaving work, and then he meets us over there. So fast forward, maybe like 30 minutes later, they finally checked me in. They do the cervical check, and she just like nonchalant was just like, oh, okay, so you're 6 centimeters dilated, and yeah, you're gonna have the baby today. I was so speechless, literally speechless. I was like, what? And I know I felt it. I had the biggest smile on my face. I was like, wait, what? Like, wait, I'm 6 centimeters. I'm having her today. Like, I have 3 more weeks, you know? Is that fine? Like, is that okay? I think I had her repeat it like 2-3 times, because I was like, wait, so you said I'm going to give birth today? And she's like, yeah, today or tomorrow. And I was like, wait, you said I'm 6 centimeters dilated? I just kept having her repeat it. And my mom trying to convince me not to get epidural because she did it without epidural. And that's totally fine. But I just was always like on board with the epidural. I'm like, nope, I want epidural. I want to enjoy my pregnancy. I mean, my delivery. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to be screaming. Like I said, I have a low pain tolerance. So I was like, I've always told my mom, I'm going to have epidural. That's my birth plan, epidural. I'm cool with it. This is my birth story. Whatever anybody else has done, that's cool. If you guys have done it without epidural, that's dope. Like, kudos to you. For me, I was just like, nope, put that medication in, put that big old needle in me. They admit me. My husband finally comes into the room with us and I tell him, I'm like, we're having her today. She's coming today. And we were most shocked that I was 6 centimeters dilated because I felt like, okay, yeah, the contractions were painful, but I would rate it like a 5 out of 10. That was at 6 centimeters. And I was starting to think like, wait, could I do it without epidural? That's one thing for contractions though, but when the actual labor's happening, like I actually have to push her out, I'm like, okay, I'm sure that's a whole different freaking pain. I've heard about the ring of fire. I've heard of like afterwards when you have to push out the placenta. I've heard of all these things. So I'm just like, the contractions are cool, I guess. I'm at 6 centimeters. I'm halfway there, more than halfway there, but I still want to do the epidural. At around 12 p.m., I did the epidural. That's one thing that a little bit frustrated me was because I didn't know, I guess she was a student that was doing my epidural. They never announced that. They never said like, hey, this is a student, I'm the teacher, I'm gonna be guiding her. Is that okay? It needs to be very precise. It needs to be with a steady hand. It needs to, on both ends, right? Doctors need to have like a very, very steady hand. And myself, I need to stay really, really still. We know about the aftermath, or if something, God forbid, something were to go wrong, like the severe damage that it could cause. I wasn't aware that it was a student until like context clues, I guess, as they were putting it in me. My nurse was like holding on to me and she was just like really like comforting me and like she was like telling me to breathe and everything. And I was hearing their conversations, right? Because they're obviously putting it in my back so I can hear them. And I just remember hearing like, I guess the teacher tell her like, oh, like, no, you have to guide it like this. No, make sure you're doing that. And I started to pick up like, wait, why are you guiding her? Like, why are you telling her what to do? Like, and that's when it clicked to me. I'm like, dude, I think she's a freaking student. And so I'm just like, okay, it's fine. Like, just do what I need to do. Just whatever. Like, it's fine. Just me concentrate. I can't move. I can't react. So I was just like, oh my God, just stay still. Just stay still. And I was just praying to God in my head. The light turned off. I was just praying to God in my head and I was like, okay, just stay still. And then she started to say like, oh, like Rose, like you shouldn't feel any pain, like, or any pinches. Okay, let us know if you do. So I'm over here like, and then that's when I start to feel pinches. And I was like, no, I feel a pinch. I don't know if it was the left or the right, but I told her like whichever side it was. I was like, I feel a pinch. I was like, no, I feel a pinch. I feel a pinch on my left. I feel a pinch on my left. The teacher was like, okay, you're gonna go ahead and slowly start to take it back out and redirect it. And that was scaring me because I'm like, that's effing scary. That's scary, scary, scary. Thankfully, everything went well. Fast forward, everything went well. Everything was good. Everything was fine. My epidural kicked in. I felt absolutely nothing. My legs were numbed. They did have like a button for me to press. So at first it was just my like left side that was numbed. And then I kind of felt a little bit on the right side. And I was like, no, I still feel contractions on my right. And they were like, oh, just press like the button so that way you can like relieve a dose. And I was like, okay. So we did that. And that's when it like kicked in. I was like, okay, cool. That's good. Because I got scared. I was like, oh, hell no. I've heard about the stories of a failed epidural. Please, like I do not want to be the failed epidural. So thankfully I felt it. I felt my legs, everything from my waist down completely numbed. I could not walk. They did put a catheter in me. If you don't know what a catheter is, it's basically where they put it in your like, you know, your girl area. So that way when you need to use the restroom, you automatically just go on yourself. So you don't have to worry about it because your legs are numb. And I remember I was like poking them. I was like, oh yeah, they're numb. Thankfully at 35 weeks, I found my doctor and I did want to look into like a midwife, or I'm blanking out on what the other word is called. But basically somebody to help guide me. I didn't end up going with that route because I ended up finding my doctor at week 34, 35. And she was just amazing. She was so supportive. She knew what my birth plan was. She was like my hype woman. She was hyping me up during labor. That's what I needed because I need somebody to hype you up and like, you got this, you can do this, you're almost there, that type of vibe. And you guys will see it in the video. You can just hear her hyping me up, hyping me up. And so I wanted her there. That was my birth plan. I wanted her there. And so they paged her and everything. She was there. At this point, I stopped dilating. My water did not break. So we kind of were just like sitting around waiting for me to continue dilated, because you have to be 10 centimeters dilated. I stopped around 6 or 7. I think it was like 7 at that point. And so, you know, I just did my makeup. I did my hair while I was in bed chilling. Did some TikTok videos too. Did that. My husband left to go get In-N-Out for him and my mom, because my mom was also in the room. It was just all 3 of us. We were just chilling, kicking back, waiting to see when I'm gonna dilate more. We were watching Shrek. So like that's like our movie now, just watching Shrek. Now they were like, you know what? You're not really dilating. Your water still isn't broken. So we're going to go ahead and pop it for you. So that's the route that we went with. She bursted my sac. I was so scared because I was like, wait, what if I'm going to feel this? Thankfully, she popped it and it was just leaking out. And I did not feel anything. Didn't feel a thing. And so I was like, oh my God, my contractions are going to get worse. Sure enough, they did. I didn't feel anything. So happy, right? I'm freaking happy. At this point, it's already around 5. I want to say I delivered her at 5:32. So I think it was like around 5:20 when they were like, okay, Rose, let's sit you up. It's time to start pushing. Whole 10 minutes of me just pushing. I didn't know at first what muscles to kind of do, because you're numb, you don't feel it. They say like basically like when you go number 2, like you're pushing those type of muscles. So I was like trying my best and I'm like, is it doing it? Is it going good? Am I doing good? And they were like, oh my God, you're doing amazing. You're doing good. You're pushing the right muscles. Everything's going. And I was like, really? Okay, cool. And I love where I delivered because they had a mirror come down. So I'm in bed and they have a big old mirror that comes down and I can see myself deliver my baby. I love that concept because I get to see my work, you know? Like I get to be like, oh heck yeah, I can see what's happening. I know what I'm doing. I feel like that motivates you more. It hypes you up more. Like, okay, she's almost there. I got this. She's almost there. Now, the only part that I'm so sad about, when I actually pushed her all the way out of me and she was coming out, the doctors both, because there was 2 of them, the doctors both kind of like stepped in and it blocked my view. So I couldn't see her actually come out. So that part I'm so sad about. My husband got to see it. So I'm just like, oh my God, can you describe it to me? I wish I could have seen that. After that, I was just so in love with her. They put her onto me. And I have that video too. They put her onto me. I was just so shocked. This little big thing, because she was about 5 pounds, 9 ounces, I want to say. I could be wrong. Oh my God, I'm so sad that I'm kind of like forgetting the little details. They put her onto my chest and I was just staring at her. Her first cry, her first like moment with me. I didn't know how to hold her. She was all slimy. And I was just like, am I holding her right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this? And I just seeing her is so amazing, because you imagine what your baby's going to look like. And the ultrasounds, yes, you can kind of see a little bit, but there's nothing like when you see your baby for the first time. It's so breathtaking and amazing. And I took care of you for 9 months in my stomach. I felt your kicks. I felt your movements. I heard your heartbeats, and it's still like, wait, there is a baby in me. So after that, they put the mirror up and everything, just fully distracted with her. And again, my husband's still there seeing everything. And he was like, oh my God. He was like, the placenta was worse than the baby. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, there was tons of like stuff coming out of you. That big old placenta was bigger than the baby itself. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad that I did not get to see that, because I've seen my sister-in-law's placenta in real life and I didn't get disgusted. I was just like, oh, how cool. Like, that's where like the nutrition of the baby comes from. So if I had seen that, I don't think I would be squeamish, but I think because like he's a guy and he's like, ew. Like he was just like, okay, what the heck is that? But yeah, that is my delivery story. 0 pain, 0 out of 10 pain, pushed for 10 minutes. I did tear for 2 degrees, so they were stitching me up and I didn't even feel that either. I had an amazing supportive team. I had my mom there, my husband was there, the whole nurses were there. They were amazing. They were so nice. They took care of me so well. The doctors took care of me, and everything came out perfect. I had no issues with my daughter, thankfully. And I just pray that whoever's seeing this and you are scared, because it's totally valid and normal, and I think everybody's scared. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because when I was pregnant, I was looking up birth stories, and a lot of negatives came out. A lot of negatives, which is valid, right? Because you don't know what path you're going to take when you're delivering your child. Some things can go wrong and some things can go absolutely right. I was always so, I think, happy in my pregnancy. And I need to be careful with my words because I don't want to say this to offend anybody, but she was so wanted, if that makes sense. She was so wanted. My husband and I have been together for, I think at that time, 11, 12 years. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. I don't even know. For years, right? She was so wanted. I got off birth control. I'm watching her right now. She's kind of like, she's playing around in her playpen. After I got off birth control, she was really wanted. So I think I just really cherished and enjoyed my pregnancy. It was the best thing ever. I would do it again. Please, Lord, for baby number 2, that it goes the exact same. And my birth story is the exact same. But yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.